I am live. Hello. All right. All right. So, excuse me. Please forgive me, y'all. My tardiness. I am. I'm lagging from my last 2 days of just running and last night I tried to go to bed at a decent time, knowing that I want to get up and if not all anything, stick with my morning routine, which is my workout regimen. So I just want to start off by saying good morning, welcome to this thing. Appreciate you guys for being here. Honestly, man, you guys could have been anywhere else in the world, but you said, "Hey, man, that ugly dude is at it again." Um, People, let me start off by saying that the thimble that I use is that of a 12-year-old girl. The thimble that I used is unfortunately the perspective of the games that you see brought about. When children are born out of game, when children are born out of game, what do I mean when I say children are born out of game? Um, People, let's just talk geographical. People in the ghetto, people don't have time for the family to mature. Individuals when they're out and about, when they live in their life, they engage into relationships. What's going on, Sean? They engage out of relationships based on what their life was yesterday as opposed to what they want their future to be. This is why children are born out of game, because they are basing and having children based on what their life was yesterday as opposed of what they want their future to be. So, le- excuse me, let's talk about the geographical location for a second. In the place, in the community you guys call black, there are individuals that have children because with children comes public housing. With children comes getting a nigga. So let me talk about that perspective from my child's mom, one Atia LaShawn Bradley. Atia LaShawn Bradley graduated from Seton Hall University with a graduate and an undergrad. Atia LaShawn Bradley was not from the ghetto. I thought that I wanted a down south woman. Being from up north, I wanted that southern hospitality. But Atia LaShawn Bradley showed me that it ain't where you from, in fact, where you're at. Atia LaShawn Bradley adopted every form of get a nigga from city slickers. I need y'all to follow me. Atia LaShawn Bradley had a man that had her living in a house, didn't have to pay no rent. We had it made. We was our trajectory of success was upper middle class. That was our trajectory of success. We were middle class. We were upper. We could have been upper middle class and then just first class. But I need y'all to follow me. I took this woman from the city and we moved to the Pocono Mountains. I need y'all to follow me. But Atia LaShawn Bradley slowly but surely turned the child that we bared together into a game. And the game was, I got you, nigga. And when she turned the child into, I got you, nigga, what started to unfold was Sister Shalakemia. And let me go for a second. The amazing thing that I've noticed is that all the women that speak adamantly about the games that us black men go through are Muslim women. Christian women, they they will show you and they will display that the games that women play on a scale that is dumb, stupider, and I can't believe it. Facts. But let me get back to what I'm saying. Sister Shalakimia said, black women keep inboxing her on why don't black men take care of their children like white men. Sister Shalakimia, who's not blinded by the sisterhood, said, did they really ask me that? They did? Okay. Y'all don't move like white women. Okay? That was her answer. Atia LaShawn Bradley turned the trajectory of upper middle class into a game that in the community you guys call black is now average. It is more likely than a black man, it doesn't matter the caliber, will have a baby and get threatened with child support, get threatened with take you down in front of the white man, in the list of insults that wars have been started for less you'll get from the individuals in the community, from the estrogen in the community you guys call black. Now I need y'all to follow me. Because I'm telling you that in the community you call black, children are born based on what women been through yesterday as opposed to what they want to be tomorrow. And what they want to be tomorrow is have public housing, be able to just do that thing where, I don't need a nigga. I don't need a nigga. But every program that they're on is based on their interaction with a nigga. I need y'all to follow me. So Atia LaShawn Bradley started to beat on me. And Atia LaShawn Bradley only beat it on me because of the moral equity that she had from me. I'll get to that in a second. So now, all of a sudden, a child that was in the best situation than I was and her mother, we combined it together to create a child, to give that child a good situation, is now being raised on the code of nigga. Hold on a second. People, this is the reason why when you hear me talk from the perspective of it's a definite. Because when someone shows you a sign, listen, I'm not going to be with my woman and hug her friend and give her one of those, oh, damn, one of those passionate hugs. And have my woman looking at me like, oh, no, what the hell was this? There's going to be part twos to that. You're not supposed to take a person there at all. What you hear when you listen to me is once a person show me that they're going to take it there, I'm like, no, I got it. You showed me once. By the great Maya Angelou. Someone shows you who they are the first time, listen to them. But in the community you call black, do I dare say white women have babies with sperm and women in the community you guys call black is only interested in Section 8 sauce? What exactly is Section 8 sauce? I'll get back to that after I talk to you guys about moral equity. Because that is the reason why a lot of you individuals go through the things that you go through. Individuals, they play on your morals, they add up your morals and say, based on this person's morals, these are the games that I can play. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Appreciate you guys for being here. You guys could have been anywhere else in the world. All right. So I mentioned a second ago, I talked about um, moral equity. All right. So when I talk to you, when I say moral equity, I must first help you understand what is equity. Now, we often look at equity as a positive thing. You can also get negative equity too. For example, if you have a baby with three women, with a baby with a woman that has three kids by three different dudes and living in public housing, and then you put a baby up in her, don't get mad because you're now paying more child support than a person that only has than a person that has three kids. You're like, well, wow, how you got three kids and I'm paying more than you and I only have one? It's a reason for that. So I'm gonna talk to you guys about that. Um, so moral equity, people, I've been a victim of individuals trying to cash in or flip my worth and try to turn it against me. Whenever someone takes your moral equity, uh, 9 times out of 10 or 99 times out of 100, they're going to be using it to gain you. Other than that, your moral equity will get you an abundance of love in return. People, I've never heard nobody say this before I said it, but I have dated women that didn't love me based on how well I loved them. They only loved me based on what I let them get away with. And the reason for that is they was cashing in on my moral equity. Atia LaShawn Bradley said, you know what? He put me in a home. I'm not paying bills. He come with me to Lamar's class. He never made an excuse for nothing. I heard her tell her daughter one time, we don't ever have to worry about anything. Daddy will always take care of everything. And I looked at her like, no, there's some days when I'm going to need help. But I didn't say that. But Atia LaShawn Bradley was like, and the ultimate sign of Atia LaShawn Bradley trying to cash in on my moral equity is when I was paying $410 a month for private school, picking the child up every day, eliminating after school care, saving her $600 a month, doing homework with the child every day, which was about $150 a week, and tutoring at $30 an hour. You could check with the tutoring stats of America. $600 a month in that, because I need y'all to understand something. Once you are a non-custodial dad, none of that is your responsibility. That's the paperwork. All right. Then feeding the child every day, $5 a day, $25 a week, $100 a month. I was giving Atia LaShawn Bradley $1,710 a month in incentives. Some of you may say, which you would, but that was your child. You were supposed to. No, when you get pulled over, when the cops pull you over, they ask you for your paperwork. The reason why Atia Bradley tried to play with my butthole is because it was like, well, I'm the custodial, because that's what they all work for. Their primary goal is to be the custodial to invoke power. I need y'all to follow me. So Atia LaShawn Bradley said, you know what? I'm a gamble, because he's doing everything and I don't have to do anything but bathe this child and put her to bed. And I literally mean that. She was getting breakfast at school. She was getting lunch at school. She was getting dinner with me. So what else other time do you have to feed this child? None. It was getting done. I was picking the child up every day, keeping her till first it was 5 o'clock, and went to 5 o'clock to 6:30, 6:30 to 8 o'clock, because she was doing overtime. All she had to do was bathe her and put her to bed. That was it. But Atia LaShawn Bradley said, you know what? I'm going to cash in on his moral. I'm going to cash in his moral equity. I'm not going to appreciate this because, after all, my black girlfriends, I don't fit in because I don't have a child support order. Nope. When a man does in the black community, in the community you call black, excuse me, bad, Chris. Had to smack myself in the mouth. It was, I'm out of pocket because my man does, and I ain't got a child support order. So Attila Sean Bradley cashed in the moral equity and said, I'm almost willing to bet that I can do it to his bunhole and have him pay all that. He wants to spend time with the child. Yeah, he's one of those sucker for goods. Yeah, he's a sucker for love, nigga. Yeah, that's what he is. Girl, no, I'm a bet on it. Girl, what you gonna do, girl? I'm gonna take him down for child support, and then watch him pay me child support. Because child support is not for the child at this point. It's because I'm not gonna work with a man on bettering myself. Because I heard women of color say, I never heard no other woman of color say this. You need to take me as I am. I've never heard no other woman say this. You got to work to be at one. But Attila Sean Bradley said, no, I want to beat on him, and he got to take me as I am. So I ain't got to better myself. So I'll just get his money and not have him. And then went down for child support and got $259 a month. And was like, wait a minute, Shaquita and them get like 1,000. Well, Shaquita and them ain't got no degree, and you're worth something. Shaquita and them ain't. It's amazing how they add up child support. It's amazing. I'll get to that later. It's amazing. And so Attila Sean Bradley said, you know what? Because like I'm telling y'all, having children in the game in the community you call black is nothing but a game. You'd be hard pressed to find family. We'd be hard pressed to find it. It exists. I'm not saying it don't. Let's be clear. And for every one you find, there's 10 that don't. So stop. Attila Sean Bradley said, I'm going to cash in this moral equity, and I'm going to, instead of go down to go to therapy for about 6 hours, I'm going to spend 11 and a half years and fight them. People, when I tell y'all, I got more than enough ample evidence on the status of how estrogen thinks. You have no idea. I'm being nice when y'all listen to me. I'm being nice. And by all means, if anybody ever says, we got footage of you acting, this and that, you ain't what you say you are, just leave your comment under the video. Because you can go on my personal Facebook. I can show you DM messages that I just got within a month. Chris, you always was the man. You ain't changed. Well, Chris, you never did like nobody mess with you. Well, Chris, Ab is what they say. You always was years ahead of your time. That's what I was told. So I'm sorry. Yeah, I tell you I was the union rep at the post office. I tell you can call the Orange Post Office and say, is Chris Smith the union rep there? They'll say, no, he don't work here no more. But was he the union rep? Yes, he was. And if you don't get an answer at that one, call the West Caldwell Post Office in West Caldwell, New Jersey. Call them. I was the union rep. I got promoted 3 times in 1 year when I was in the military. These are all facts. I'm sorry, I don't have a time when I just deviated from my morals. There's no in over here. I can get in by just that little, there are no cracks in my armor. So Attila Sean Bradley said, I'm going to cash in my moral chips. And then I invented and came up with the terminology that I sell on my merchandising today. It's either a dad or child support. Choose one. But Attila Sean Bradley said, I still don't believe you. You're such a dad. You're such a moral whore. I don't believe you. Nope. I'm going to keep pressing on. I got to do this for my besties. I got to do this for my homegirls. I got to do this for my friends. I got to do this for them. And I gave Attila Sean Bradley ultimately I gave that woman what she wanted. You want to be a single mom, huh? You want to be one of those black women, huh? You want to run around here and claim and the stresses of life, huh? You want to run around here and claim you ain't got enough money, huh? You want to run around here and got to move from place to place to place to place because you can't afford that rent up north, huh? You want to just go ahead and be a bump itch, huh? Is that what you want to be, huh? Boom! Goodbye. And then what did I hear? 3 years after absence, and we're in court for a restraining order because she knew she wasn't getting me to come to court for custody. She knew. Let me tell you something. When I sent the Tia Bradley that postcard, guess what? She brought it to a restraining order hearing and said he sent me a postcard saying he don't want to have nothing to do with his daughter no more. This is a little childish. This is why I say they either acting like a woman or a child. Here's a woman that took a postcard that I mailed to her and brought it to a restraining order hearing and said, and was like she was telling the judge on me. He said he don't want to have nothing, holding a postcard. He said he don't want to have nothing to do with his daughter no more. And I'm looking into her like, boy, I made the right decision. I made the right decision. I'm sorry, I'm getting off topic. So this individual said, you know what? I'm going to bet. And then 3 years later, what do I get? I get a woman in court crying when she got to cross-examine me. The first thing she asked me, how come you don't come see your daughter? How come you don't come see your daughter no more? Oh, because you didn't want that for 11 and a half years. I'm sorry, you big dummy. I'm logical. I will never, let me tell y'all something. I'm thinking about this, so I'm going through it right now. I apologize. I will never in my life let my logic take a day off when dealing with estrogen. I just won't. I done seen dumb on the scale that exists nowhere else. I've seen it. The other day I had a water bug in here. It must have been crawling under the cabinet and fell down. Because when I scanned it, I came in here and scanned it, it wasn't there. I didn't see it moving across the hardwood floor. I didn't see nothing. And then like a minute and a half later, it was there. Boom. You know what that thing did? It stood there like this. I walked behind that wall right there and peeked back over. Soon as I walked away, it started kicking. I said, oh, you thought you fooled me, didn't you? Well, no. You know what? That water bug was just being smart. It was playing dead, playing possum. You pick one. I just see that as a smart thing by that roach. I can't say a Tia Bradley did anything smarter than that. I can't. I just can't. I can't. People, I say stuff. Please, by all means, sue me. You won't win because I'm gonna just be in there rattling off. So don't allow anybody. Don't, or should I say, know the signs when someone cash in on moral equity. Know the signs. Because I'm going to tell you something. It happens more times than you think. It does. It happens more times than you think. I'm talking about having babies is a game. I'm talking about that today. 98.3.com FM. And I think I need to talk about this because it's just part of the nucleus. It's part of what fathers ultimately go through, not deadbeats. Like I tell y'all, I'm gonna say this again times a million. I'm gonna always say this, and I want to be clear when I say it. People, yesterday I told you guys about classes, and some of you listened and some of you didn't. Okay. And when I tell you about classes, let me explain something to you from the perspective of this. Appreciate those thumbs up, y'all. Stop fucking with me. Don't be fucking with me, Let me talk to you from the perspective of this. July 10th, 2009, I woke up And I said, I don't give two fucks about a child that I helped get raped, that I gave, I helped, that I fathered. Let me say that again because I tripped up a little bit. July 10th, 2009, I woke up that morning and said, I don't give two fucks about a child that I fathered. That says a lot coming from me with my morals. The problem is when I woke up and said that, or I actually said it on my way home July 9th, and I woke up and I reiterated it. It was the first thing I thought about when I woke up. I swear to God, my days was sunnier. My days was sunnier. People, there was something that my professor said in college that I agree with now, and I have for some years now, going to college in 2004. The only people you should care about are the people that live in the same house as you. And I don't mean care like to screw everybody else, but your unit, your nucleus, like a mother, like a queen bee, have worker bees. Like that hornet's nest. They will protect that hornet. I see too many guys dealing with estrogen that have other interests outside the house. I gotta help my brother do this. I don't want to move away from my mom. All the stories. You'll learn the hard way. You'll learn. You'll learn. You'll learn. People, um, white women aren't better than what black women. Black women aren't better than white women. The difference is their mindset. And the mindset comes from the unfortunates of the neighborhood that we're from. We're from a poverty area. When there's poverty, the rules are different. I get that. I get that. But estrogen from the community you call black act like there are no good men. I have never met a woman that just went full all in and said, I got a good man, I got a good man, and said, good, oh, I'm just checking all goods. It's always the perspective, I'm waiting for the bottom to fall out. That's the difference. Or should I say one of them? People, when you're not going to give to all, you'll never peak. You'll never maximize the potential. Ever. I got a friend of mine, James Lewis. Best credit of anybody I know. He's the reason why I'm sitting in this house today. I tell him that all the time. But then James will also tell you, I'm not maximizing my credit potential. Whenever you walk into a place and get a $25,000 signature loan or whatever, you got good credit. I can't do that. He's not maximizing his potential. White people never does that. Dave Ramsey tells us that if you got $100,000 in the 401k that's generating a certain amount of money every year in interest or in value, then if you got 30 credit cards that is killing you every month and the interest that you're paying on those credit cards, you can wipe them out and get the savings from not paying interest. That's what you do. That's what white people do. Black people don't do that. People, I pay on my credit cards every day. When individuals give me $5 on my PayPal or I transfer it to one of my credit cards. Why? To cut into interest. If you got $100,000 sitting in the bank and you got $75,000 worth of debt, you're supposed to pay your debt off. You're supposed to do that. There is no other way around that. You're supposed to pay your debt off. That's what white people do. White people be sitting up there, $20,000 in the bank and no debt. That's what you're supposed to do. We have a different perspective. You're not supposed to do that. Right? We do it to ourselves. We make things hard on ourselves, all from the perspective of, well, you got to understand. No, I don't understand nothing. I don't understand nothing. That's why you're so up in the game, because you don't understand. Open up your mind. This is why children in the community you call black is being born from the perspective of game. That's why. And I'm going to tell you something. I want you to listen to what I'm about to say. I want you to hear me out on this. People, do you know what happened? Do you know what happened? Do you know what happened when a horse wins the Triple Crown? Do you know what happens when a horse wins the Triple Crown? Allow me. People, before I brought Diamond, I had 2 rat-tailed terriers. They were mixed. They were cuckoo as hell. I had them at the office one day, and a dude came into the office because my office was off the street instead of in the building. And a dude came in there and said, he sat in the chair, he said, "Man, there's some nice dogs, man. What are they mixed with?" I said, what do you mean, what are they mixed with? He said, "Yeah, you can tell they mixed with something." I said, "I can't tell." He said, yeah, those are rat-tailed terriers. I don't know what they're mixed with, though. And I'm looking at the dude like, no, they ain't. Like, oh, how do you know that? Sure enough, they was, because my secretary got them for me. I need y'all to follow me. When I went to get Diamond, boy, I got all the on the dog, purebred, nothing else in the dog, purebred, 100%. I said, I paid $1,200 and some change when I brought Diamond. All right? Because I learned my lesson when I brought those other dogs. Purebred. Do you know what happens when a horse wins the Triple Crown? When that horse wins the Triple Crown, his sperm is probably worth anywhere from $50,000 to $150,000, upwards to $500,000 an ounce. So imagine that. You got a horse that wants the Triple Crown, and everybody that breed horses want that horse's nut. But it's only right because of the bloodline. I need y'all to follow me, because I'm telling you, you'd be hard-pressed to find a child born in the ghetto out of what a woman been through, what a woman want tomorrow as opposed to what she's been through. I've been through all this nonsense. I figure if I have a baby and it will, I need y'all to follow me, because you guys are going to get caught up in the game. So when that horse wins the Triple Crown, the owner starts getting, okay, boy, I'm selling it for $150,000. They get the horse to produce some sperm, and money is being made. This is how you can tell that children in the community you call black, under the guidance of estrogen, this is how you can tell having babies is nothing but a game. They will have the audacity to date a booty out nigga and think that his traits of erratic behavior in life means nothing. People, I'm going to tell you something. You're listening to a guy that still lifts weights, still cocky, still arrogant. I carry my joint with me. I'm ready to pop off on you at any time. My estrogen levels, my testosterone levels did not drop. My estrogen levels did not increase. When I'm with my lady, we bang out. We ain't doing that. But my dad was like that too. And let me switch genders for the generation prior. My grandmother taught my dad. My grandmother set the tone and temperament. My hustling aspects and my perspective to always want to keep going and keep going. That was my grandmother. Grandmother taught it to all my aunts and uncles, and my dad taught it to all his kids. It's the bloodline, baby. But when you individuals, you see an individual just walking about, and all the nigga got to do is have dreads, pants hanging off his butt, ain't talking with no type of proper language. You know what I mean? Every 2 minutes, every 2 words. It's because you're looking at a dummy. Yeah, I'm sorry. If you disagree, just put your comment under the video, and I'll annihilate you. You know, you got individuals, and you want an example of this. When Puffy started off the bad boy thing, he was all with that nigga. He got out of that nigga and flourished. But you got individuals that think that it don't matter. Nope. So what? He been to jail 5 times. I want to spend a minute in a relationship with this fucking idiot, this loser. I want to spend some time with him. No other individual does that. The hippopotamus, the strongest, gets the woman. The elephant, the giraffe, all these other bugs and insects. This is what they do. But in the community you call black, having children, it's nothing but a game. I'm going to get this nigga. I'm going to get this nigga. I need y'all to follow me. In the community you call black, you see individuals praising the fact that they are voluptuous. But what you're not going to tell me, what I will not understand, is any dumb narrative as to why that chick right there, this fly, is all hell. Got stories to tell like a cockeyed chick. And then you look at the man that they chose, and yeah, that's cockeyed man. That's the cockeyed man version. People, I ain't got no time in with a Shaquita. I'm 52 years old. I got zero time in with a Shaquita. Ain't no Shaquita, ain't no hoe saying, yeah, until he found, no, so sorry for you. This is why I say white women want sperm, estrogen in the community you call black want Section 8 sauce. Yeah. Sperm for one, Section 8 sauce for the other. Making sure that individual is on an upward trajectory is what one ethnic group goes for. It don't matter. You got to understand. He was young when he did that. All this old dumb bullcrap toilet bowl furniture perspectives is what you'll get. You know why? Because building families and all that is nothing but a game. You cannot possibly be thinking about from the perspective of a woman. I do apologize, y'all. I am not letting you have any way in, Emma. Yeah, there's women going to listen to this trying to find a way in. Baby, there's no cracks in this armor. You will only sound stupid. As I told you yesterday, you can tell a lot about a person based on what they defend, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, he got 5 kids by 5 different dudes. I want his sperm because I want to pull him away from those other chicks. Because when he had my baby, he going to be there for my, let me do my dance. Do the point. Do the point. He gonna be there for my baby. Oh my God. Water bug the other day, played dead. When I walked up to it, then I went around the wall there and peeked at him, start seeing his legs kick. I've been telling y'all this for the longest. I just don't see roaches doing things that dumb. I don't. People, I assure you, no automaker in 2022 is going to build a car with an 8-track tape player in it. They won't do it. That's wasting dashboard real estate. They want to put a button or a screen there to make the dashboard look, they call it modern. Excuse me. But the only women that seem to be talking about this are Muslim women. And then, even when you hear them talk, what is the disclaimer that they give all the time? I know y'all women gonna come at me, but I gotta say this. I know y'all women gonna get mad at me. You know why? Because whenever you talk common sense, whenever you talk logic, because in the community you call black, what I always say is what's smart is dumb and what's dumb is smart. Why do you think my acronym for nerds is never ever resisting dumb? Because everything in the black community that's smart is dumb. I just can't resist doing dumb. So nerd stands for never ever resisting dumb. Got to keep up with the acronyms. I'm so goddamn good. Depending on who you deal with, will determine if your sperm is sperm or is your sperm Section 8 sauce. Oh, dear my. I'm going to end this thing and I'm going to talk about something. I think I got to break this down. I want to talk about something. So check this out. Actually, I had two things to talk about. Oh, where's one? Okay. So I got to tell you something. I can't tell you how many thousands of men I helped that entered child support and didn't deserve it. Thousands of men are paying child support and didn't deserve it. So let me give a narrative on child support. People, I live in a home. I have three faucets. I have two sinks, a tub, a toilet. And then outside there's a water spigot. So I have 5 sources to get water from. Okay? 5 in this one location. Because I pay my water bill, it's on demand. I can go up to the faucet, turn the faucet on, water will come out the faucet. That's that clear liquid for those that can't follow me. If the city said that we only going to distribute water on Wednesdays, if the city said we're only going to disperse water on Wednesdays, you know what happened? You'll see people with water tanks at their house. Because on Wednesdays, they'll fill up those water tanks, right? Of course. Nobody's going to be on the same old method. If the city said, from now on, we're only going to disperse water on Wednesdays, you'll see water tanks being put at everybody's house. All right? I need y'all to follow me. Fathers are put on a Wednesday system. Fathers are put on a Wednesday system. All right? A Wednesday system is when a woman says, I want to control you, but instead of having that endless flow of assistance from the individual to help me create this bitch, because this is what they say. They put fathers on a Wednesday system. Attila Sean Bradley said, no, that thing that you do every day and pick the child up and feed the child every day, because I believe that, this is just me. I know I'm dumb. Remember I said, dumb is for the smart is dumb. All right. I realize now that all that I've done was categorized as dumb. I realize that now. See, I get it. Women can train me too. It's just never good. So Attila Sean Bradley said, Doing this every day? Nope. I want to put him on a Wednesday system. And then when she put me on a Wednesday system, she did the stupid thing and went and got a 1-gallon water tank. You see, people, the ghetto is a very, very unique terrain. I live in a house. I have a nice sized backyard. I can get a 500-gallon water tank put in at this house. It won't miss a cubic foot of living space. But when you live in public housing or you live in an apartment, where you gonna put that water tank at? So a lot of individuals, give me a second. Oh boy. People got to stop making my job so easy. So a lot of individuals, they put fathers on a Wednesday system and go get a 1-gallon water tank. And then what happens is they're always delinquent. They start stinking because they got a stench because they can't wash their ass. They become thirsty because a gallon of water is not adequate for 1 week's use. Their children become starving. Their children becomes somewhat of a donut involved in a donkey donut system illustrated by estrogen, of course. And it's like, oh, I didn't, let me do my dance. I didn't think this through. Estrogen, you normally don't. So what happens is the safety and well-being of the child plummets. It don't decline, it plummets. Because if I say decline, that's where these individuals are going to think a chance live. The worst thing in the world is to kick knowledge about the welfare of a child and hear a dumb idiot talk about a perspective of someone else. It's just unbelievable. Unbelievable. Like, we live in the same time. And there was an individual I used to follow on Instagram. My mom got 5 kids by 4 different dudes, and we all turned out all right. My sister's a doctor, blah, 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 blah. Guess what? Y'all was born in the 60s and raised in the 70s and became adults in the 80s. You mean to tell me those same living conditions is where children live at today? No, I told individuals when I was on Instagram with this individual, I used to follow them, but it literally, every posting that this individual posted just made my head hurt. I started when I started to read the post, my eyes start to water, my head start to hurt. I started getting lightheaded because I couldn't understand how such stupidity can be gurgitated. I just couldn't understand it. I'm sorry, I'm getting off track. But if I'm wrong anywhere, please, by all means, I'm gonna apologize for being so smart. So, Attila Sean Bradley put me on a Wednesday system. Last time I checked was a couple of months ago. She lived in a trailer home. I ain't gonna say where, but she lived in a trailer home valued $35,000 in a small hick town. This was a couple of months ago. I'm still bouncing, baby. My is jig. I'm cooling. I ain't fall off. But before the Wednesday system, she was flourishing. She had a man unlike anybody else she knew. But like estrogen in the community y'all call black, their first perspective is, I got friends, I got besties. You got to understand how I roll with them as opposed to how you and them gonna roll. That's the way it is. Because I don't know, but the Wednesday system was people. Do you know what optimum is? You know what optimum means? Optimal. Optimum. Excuse me. Optimum is the smartest way to do it. It's like I said earlier. If you got $1,000 in the bank, pay off all your bills. Pay off all your bills and immediately stop paying interest. And all of your money that you get from your job and everything is going to feed back in. Because if you're making money one way, if you're making money on that $100,000, interest is cutting into the true earnings. All right. So what you guys got to understand is when you're dealing with an individual, and you will deal with them. You will. You will. Oh, you will. Yeah, you will. You know you will. You'll deal with them. Be weary of these super dummies like Atia LaShawn Bradley, who said, you know what? I want to put this man on a Wednesday system, not for nothing else, but to be like his constituents. That's the only reason why Atia LaShawn Bradley put me on the Wednesday system. That's the only reason why. If Atia LaShawn Bradley was an introvert, me and her daughter and I would still be together. But Atia LaShawn Bradley was one that had millions of friends and always wanted to do a showtime for her friends. Me, I'm an introvert. I love my woman, and I give my woman my all. You know why? Because there's no one else to give it to. And by moral law, there's no one else that should be getting it. See y'all tonight at 9. Later, y'all.